Okay, week in review, July 7th, 2025. I'm currently at CrossFit Hells Kitchen and in New York City. And they have two floors. They have a downstairs floor for open gym and an upstairs floor. They're letting me record downstairs. There's an athlete behind me who's working out. He was gracious enough to let me film this while he's working out behind me. He is from Ecuador, and he finished 10th in the Open this year. So he's been to a couple semifinals, and sorry about that. He's been to a couple semifinals, and he's really good. So he's excited about competing, excited about trying to make it to the games in the future. Last week, I did an interview with Pedro, Coffee Wads and Pods. It's a good interview. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed talking to him. We talked about a variety of topics. So if you're interested in seeing that, go over to his account and check it out. The games are right around the corner. And so we had a meeting last week in Albany. I filmed the last week in review from there, and that went really well. And so finalizing a few things, finalizing a few details before we kick it off in basically less than 3 weeks or so. So really excited about the games this year. If you want tickets or if you need tickets, they're still available. Plenty of tickets are available. So it'll be a great show. Excited to see all the athletes, all the fans, all the community members. So definitely want to check it out this year. So I'm going to jump into comments. At Tumble1BNG B34R. At Dave, Alex Suzanne versus the women's games winner in the fall for the BMF belt. Let's go. I'll pay to see that. Let's give your girl a shot at redemption. It's a good idea. I think, that assumes that Alex was going to win the games let's say, Tia was in the field. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if I would make that assumption. I know she's really good, but that's a good idea. It'd be fun to play around with something like that. At Brian Stone King 3122. Hey Dave, I finally looked up the Ruck Race League, and I wish I would have sooner. Since there's only July and August left, I won't officially sign up, but I will go ahead and do all the events for myself. I'll definitely put it on my 2026 radar. Thanks, and good luck with the games this year. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, especially if you enjoy doing something different or using your fitness for something. The Ruck Race League is, I really enjoy rucking from all my time in the military and even after, and the pursuits I do now with a lot of the shooting competitions that require rucking, etc. So definitely check it out next year. It's a lot of fun. At Lee Frazier, thanks always. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Lee, for all the support. At Nick _Alt Gilbers. Dave, give the people what they want. It's time for the Castro versus Bridgers boxing match. So that was something that there was a lot of talk of several years ago, and I never did it because I think clearly he's much younger than I am, and he is a lot fitter than I am. So, and also here's the other reason why I didn't want to do it. I think I would beat him probably easily, but especially after seeing him and Hepner go at it, it was very underwhelming. Both of their skills were subpar, so I think I could easily handle him. But I also didn't want to be associated with the celebrity boxing stuff. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm a huge boxing fan in general, and I like boxing. I like it more than I like MMA or UFC. So the scene of it and like the popularity of it and or lack of popularity of it, I don't think it's a scene that's staying around too long. The celebrity boxing thing to me was too gimmicky, and I didn't want to contribute to the gimmicky nature of it, especially in our community, by doing an event like that. At Ryan Pelican 1. Hey Dave, just shooting my shot at the games being in Atlantic City, New Jersey, blah, blah, blah. Atlantic City is so close to those areas. Definitely Atlantic City offers a vibrant nightlife, RV. So he makes a plea for the games to be in Atlantic City, and then someone says in response, no one wants to go to Atlantic City. Thank you for the response or the suggestion. We will keep it in mind. I've never been to Atlantic City, so I can't say much about it. I have nothing to say about it. Dave, it's really great to see that CrossFit is promoting the athletes again, Road to the Games. How about getting the qualified athletes to use their social media platforms to promote the games and ticket sales? I had heard that some of them, there was a rumor, I don't know if this is true, that some of them are not allowed to because they signed with the WFP. If that's true, that's not, you know, that's not cool of them. But if it's not true, I wouldn't see why they're not suggesting promoting it or helping promote the games, because it only helps them in the long run. For the game's success, the games being successful helps the athletes who are going to the games be successful. So, but I don't know. Again, I don't know why they're not, or some are, and some are not. I don't know why some are not, and like I said, I don't know if this rumor about the WFP contract not allowing them to is true either. So, yeah, I would like to see an environment where more of the athletes are promoting it, but that's not the state we're in right now. Or that's not what's going on. At Cattell 6448, how about an L online certification for the L2 to re-up for those of us who already have an L2? I think you'd see a lot more recertifying. The thought of having to go through the whole weekend again makes me toy with the thought of not recertifying, although I'd like to keep my L2 and eventually get the L3. I just don't have the time to fit it in right now. Appreciate you. Thanks. That's a good idea. I sent it to the team. We'll look at it. At Tyler Pitten 3128, have you thought of ending the CrossFit Games at the game season at the ranch? That's a good idea. Then he goes on with more thoughts on this. At the Fittest Shaman, do you remember the greatest thing you ever did was program 2017 regionals without a barbell? And then someone says, at Dense Protocol, said, that was some of the worst programming in regional semifinal histories. And don't forget about all the pec injuries that resulted. I think the pec injuries were not from the dumbbell. I think it was from the ring dip. And I actually don't even know if that was the same year, if the ring dumbbell, or if the dumbbell regionals was the same year that we did the ring 21-15-9. But I will say I thought it was really cool too. And I really liked that programming, and I thought it was a neat twist, and it definitely ruffled a lot of feathers, but it made people train differently and approach those events with a kind of unknown aspect. We had never done anything like that, and also it didn't affect who went. What I mean by that is the fittest still went, and we still had the right people at the CrossFit Games. Okay, let me see what other ones. So normally when I do these, I skim through the comments, I'll take a comment, and then I'll put it on a sheet. I talked about this in Pedro's podcast, and print it out. And so I've seen the comments and kind of self-selected. Right now I'm just looking at my phone and YouTube and just going through. At GoCA 315 Grace confirmed. Someone said my audio was low and only on the left side. I think I fixed the audio this time. I hope I did. At Jeremy Cater Jr. 1326, Dave, who will be on the test team? We've finally selected the people. We should be announcing it soon. Any insight on who's programming the Masters Games events? The Masters team, they're working on it, but we will collaborate with them and give them feedback and stay. What will Vendor Village look like at Fletcher HR? So there'll be an indoor vendor village. There'll be some vendors around the concourse area, and there will be an activation on the street, which is really cool. They're closing off, I think it's called Pearl Street, right in front of the venue, and we're going to have some activations there. Have you ever thought about programming swimming in a pool with a certain stroke? Imagine butterfly stroke into bar muscle-ups. That's a good idea. I thought we did a bar muscle-up workout like in 11 or 12 in the pool. I don't think we required a certain stroke, but it's not a bad idea. And then Cheerio27 said, hey, Dave, pull-ups in competition are no longer a challenge and boring to watch. Have you ever considered upgrading pull-up bars 2 inches? This is a non-gimmicky way to challenge athletes and throw out their strategy, since grips might not be beneficial. Surprised you haven't gone this way, since all the pull-ups bars in buds are 2 inches. I don't think pull-ups are no longer a challenge and boring to watch, especially depending on how you program them in. There's a ton of ways. That's like the argument that light barbells or light loads are irrelevant. They're still not. I think pull-ups, standard pull-ups, chest-to-bar pull-ups, programmed properly, are still incredibly challenging and appropriate. At Robbie Musin, hey Dave, can you stop spoiling the games events? It takes away from the unknown and unknowable. Even the run shouldn't have been announced, in my opinion. And then someone said to that, let's see what they said. There's still plenty unknown. That's right. There's still plenty unknown. And announcing and not announcing workouts is something we've done throughout the history of the games. There's been some games where we've pretty much announced everything on scene. There's been some where we've announced things a month in advance, and then with the weeks leading up to it. There'll still be, even this month or this year, we will announce a few things leading up to it, and then at the games there'll still be a series of unknown. So that the unknown nature of how much unknown and unknowable there will be is part of it. Maybe I'd like to do a year again where we don't announce anything ahead of time and it's all announced at the games. So maybe we'll do that again in the near future. All right, thanks a lot for tuning into the Weekend Review. And please leave a comment and I will try to address it next week. Thanks. Bye.